Dicer, you busted your parole when you come into the state. I'm a two-time loser. If I get any more dirt on me, the law racks me up for good.
You do what I tell you, I'll rack you 6 feet down for good. Now, I'm going to find this stool pigeon, and you're going to help me, Chipper.
All right, Dicer, but maybe he wasn't the one who stole the cops.
He had to be. There was only 3 guys that knew about that warehouse job. Me, Callahan, and him. Callahan's still serving time. And this guy is the only one that got away. 2 years, 3 months, and 17 days I thought about nothing else. I was the best behaved con in the joint. And you know why? Just so as I could get out and kill this guy. Now I gotta lay low. But you're gonna find him for me, Chipper.
But Dicer, I don't even know what he looks like.
You do now. That's the dirty stoolie. You recognize him?
Yeah, I recognize him. Saw him over in Leo's place. A big guy, rough. Saw him put a couple of guys down in a beef over a dame.
Well, you case this town until you find him. When you do, he gets this.
This was my 3rd caper in this town. You do a lot of strange things when you work undercover. I've been walking the tightrope on this job for a couple of weeks. Through a plan organized by headquarters, I'd been establishing myself as a thief, a diamond heister. My purpose was to get to Ben Verlaine, a man the police suspected was behind the rackets in this town. But that was all the police had on Verlaine, suspicion. They needed evidence, and it was my job to get it. But first I had to get to Verlaine. The surest and quickest way was to muscle in on his action. I would either get results or a bullet for my efforts.
Knocks over 3 jewelry stores in 3 nights and nobody has a line on him? Why? Is he the little man who wasn't there?
Well, we're trying, Mr. Verlaine, but there ain't even a rumble on him.
That's because he's smart, stupid. But he's walking around with over $100,000 worth of diamonds on him.
Baby doll, you woke up little old me.
Well, get yourself some mink earmuffs. Now, he's got to get rid of that ice. That means he's got to sell it to a fence.
Well, we figure no fence would be dumb enough to deal with this joker without your say-so, Mr. Verlaine.
You idiot. I'm surrounded by idiots. No wonder everything's been going wrong the past couple of months.
Baby doll,
Go back to sleep, Francie.
can I make those sable earmuffs instead?
Get back in there! I even married an idiot. Every time she goes to the movie, she comes back as somebody else. Now, nobody steals a glass of water in this town unless I get my cut. That means at any time a lousy fence gets a chance to make a fast deal under the table, he's gonna do it. I want this heist to drag him in by the ears if you have to. Just leave enough of them to answer some questions. Well, get moving.
Come on, Al.
And don't come back until you got something to tell me.
Yes?
We get chop-chop business with Confucius.
My grandfather, the Honorable Kuan Li, is never disturbed at this hour.
I bring words from the great wise man, Mr. Verlaine. After I get through with Grandpa, how about you and me going out for a little chop suey?
I do not like chop suey.
No kidding. You don't know what you're missing. Al?
My granddaughter is not aware of my dishonorable activities, and I do not intend that she become aware of them.
Relax, Grandpa. She won't hear about it from us.
Mr. Verlaine knows I do not approve of visits from his hatchet men. What does he want?
Somebody been around here trying to sell you a load of diamonds?
Not in this humble establishment.
Yeah? Well, maybe this chump won't think this joint is too humble. So if he does come in dealing, you better get word to Mr. Verlaine. Chop, chop.
Remind Mr. Verlaine I never give out the name of anyone who comes to see me.
Maybe I ain't reaching you.
You have made yourself quite clear.
If you don't get word to Mr. Verlaine, you're gonna wake up cold dead with this creep joint down around your ears.
I do not fear death. That is why I enjoy living.
Sure, maybe you'll still enjoy it after your granddaughter accidentally gets cut down by a truck. Like I said, Mr. Verlaine is real mad. So you listen to me real good.
It is the word for love, $25.
Well, that's cheap enough.
And this is honor, also $25. And this is fidelity, $10.
Well, don't the Chinese value fidelity as much as love and honor?
Well, the honor and love pendants are made of rose quartz, and this is made of agate.
And this?
That is the character for death,
Well, let's get back to love. What is this one?
purity. In China, one becomes a woman at a very early age, and this was given to me by my grandmother when I was 11. I have never worn anything else around my neck.
See? That didn't take long. As a matter of fact, we talked about you, honey. You knowing about China and me never having been there, how about having dinner with me tonight? You can tell me all about it, huh?
The library is 4 blocks that away.
Yeah? The hospital is 4 blocks that away, long nose.
Take them trick, big mouth.
Hold it down, up now. You're gonna top my list, pal.
What caused the trouble?
Those men became very forward, and this gentleman stopped them.
The name is Joe Harris.
The House of Kwan is eternally grateful, Mr. Harris. I can best repay you with a warning. Those are dangerous men. Mei Ling, perhaps you can persuade Mr. Harris to accept a token of appreciation from our humble shop.
It will be my great honor.
Thank you. But there's some business I'd like to conduct first.
With me?
Yes, you see, I'm also a curio dealer of a sort. A profitable line of merchandise I'm sure you'll be very interested in.
I'm always interested in profit. Mei Ling, bring some tea. Come. Please sit down.
Thank you.
The merchandise. Porcelain or jade, perhaps, Mr. Harris?
Diamonds, Mr. Lee.
I knew from Quan Lee's expression that I had scored a bullseye. Quan had his orders from Verlaine. As soon as I left here, the word would go to Verlaine that I had the diamonds.
Over $100,000 worth. I'll take half.
Come in. She is a flower of great beauty. Is she not, Mr. Harris?
Great beauty.
In China, men are bound to nurture and protect such beauty.
Not only in China.
The price is agreeable. I will need a few days to make arrangements. Where can I reach you?
The Winslow Hotel. And don't make it too long, Mr. Lee. These things are hot enough to burn a hole in my pocket.
May it only be your pocket.
It's rude to drink alone.
Who's alone?
I am.
Not anymore. Bartender, fix the lady a drink. I've got a feeling this meeting was just meant to be.
The truth is, I just felt like a drinking some music. But they don't allow ladies to drink in here alone, so be a good fella and act like you know me.
All right, now just how well am I supposed to know you?
And now you're overacting. My favorite song. Do you dance?
I thought you'd never ask. How about that one for the road everyone's always talking about?
I know just the place. The dancing and drinks are much better.
Your place?
I bet you wouldn't believe me if I told you I'd never done this before.
Honey, I believe every word you say.
You're so gullible.
And thirsty.
I wouldn't want you to get lost. Make sure you stay close behind me.
Oh, very close.
Well, don't that get to you, Al? Huh? Good night, Mary Ann. Come on, pal. You're not following nobody nowhere. Mr. Verlaine said to drag you in by the ears if we had to.
I hope your drinks would have been better than your playmates.
Ben Verlaine picks my playmates. Sorry, tall boy.
Yes, so am I. I could have danced all night.
Baby doll, little old me is getting tired.
Little you is getting fat, too. I noticed that this morning. Okay, Francie.
That's the chief heister, Mr. Verlaine.
I like him.
Go get dressed, Francie.
You don't have to yell.
Now!
Friend of yours?
No, my wife. All right, who are you working for?
I'm an independent operator.
Not in this territory.
Oh?
Look, I don't believe in wasting time on words. I've been waiting to nail your hide to a post.
But you've run out of posts.
No. Now that I've seen you, I've changed my mind. I don't believe in wasting good material. You look like you might be good material if you take my orders.
Oh, I see. Fight you, join you, huh? That's a fair choice.
I don't believe in being fair either. You take my orders or I'll have 20 guys peel your bones. Now, you want a franchise to operate in this town? The setup is simple. I clear all jobs, lay out the heist, the getaway, get rid of the stuff. I keep 75%. The franchise holder gets the other 25.
Franchise, huh? Now, that sounds interesting.
Drop it, Harris. There's no space between my ears either. You can outsmart these hooligans 27 hours a day. They didn't bring you up here, you brought them. And the reason you came up here was because you figured Ben Verlaine was a good man to ride with.
Well, do I ride?
Sure. But how high depends on me. You forget that.
I get my wings clipped.
Right down to your shoulder blades.
That's the difference between me and your wife, Mr. Verlaine. I do understand you.
I do not expect your return, Mr. Harris, but I am grateful no harm has befallen you.
First you turn me into Verlaine, then you play for me. That must add up to a Chinese 4.
You did me a great service. I did you an injustice. I deserve your scorn. Many times we cannot control our actions. If I did not call Mr. Verlaine, something terrible would have happened to Mei Ling. I would do anything to prevent that.
I don't blame you, Quan Lee.
Mr. Verlaine is a ruthless man.
If any of his boys come around here, you let me know.
I shall forever be in your debt, Mr. Harris.
I spotted the guy for you. He was coming out of Quan Lee's place, Chinese joint over on Sweeney Street.
Where'd he go? Did you tail him?
No, I was afraid he might get wise. You wouldn't want that, Dicer. I figured Quan Lee can tell you how you can reach him.
You're sure it was him? Absolutely sure.
It was him, all right. No doubt about it. Looked just like this picture. Everything but the bullet hole.
Yeah, well, that comes next. First, we pay a little visit to this old Chinese guy.
Now, wait a minute, Dicer. I found the stoolie for you. You take it from here. Don't get me mixed up in the killing.
You're already mixed up in it, Chipper. And don't you forget it, not for a minute. I'd just as soon take 2 guys out as 1.
All right, Dicer, all right. Count on me all the way.
2 years, 3 months, and 17 days. That's what that lousy stoolie cost me. And I won't rest until he winds up a corpse.
Hi.
Yeah, I know they won't allow ladies to drink in here alone, so why don't I act like I know you?
Well, after all, you do know me now.
You're like a book.
Why don't you improve your reading?
Sorry, I don't like bestsellers.
Oh, you're not going to hold a little thing like the other night against me forever.
No, not forever, just for the rest of my life.
From what I hear, I did you a favor. I understand you did yourself a lot of good with Ben Verlaine.
Oh, what big ears you have, Grandma.
Oh, I get around. We never did have that last dance the other night. Shall we do it now?
You mean all the way up to the parking lot again?
Why must you always dwell on the past? Listen, they're playing our song.
You mean we have one?
We should. Shall we dance?
By all means. No. Don't call me, I'll call you.
Bartender.
Time, Joe, time. Time. Hey, you're really great. A few years ago, I could have made a lot of dough with you around the ring.
Yeah, not as much as you're gonna make.
That's the thinking. You keep that up, and I'll give you a piece of this time. Give me some ice water.
Well, ice water ain't good for you, Mr. Verlaine, when you're all sweated up, you know.
What are you, my personal doctor? Get it.
Cordell Limited carries a $2 million diamond stock.
Cordell Limited. You gotta be joking. There's enough electronic equipment around that jug to keep a mosquito from getting through.
I know how to get to those diamonds, and that ain't no joke.
You make it sound too easy.
I didn't say it was easy. I said I know how.
All right, how?
We go in from the top.
I thought I told you to go to a movie.
Isn't it beautiful, baby doll? There was this big sale, so I thought I'd save you some money.
Get out of here, Francie.
Oh, be refined, honey bun. All you have to do is ask.
Someday I'm gonna drop her off the roof.
That's how we get into the Cordell Jewelry Company.
From the roof?
Like a bunch of birds.
Now, do you remember? Now, what did he say his name was?
I do not know him.
Look again.
He's a stranger to me.
You're a liar. He's laying dice. He's laying.
He was here today.
No.
I saw him leave.
You start remembering, old man, or you wind up with your ancestors.
Now, there's over $2 million worth of diamonds in the vault here on the top floor. Now the floor is exactly 15 feet below the roof. Harris has checked it, and there's a place to tie off the ropes on air vents here and here.
Coffee, Joe?
No, thanks, Francie.
Now, the ropes will hang down past this window.
Try it, honey. I grind the coffee beans myself.
Maybe later.
Al and Matty will climb down the ropes and jimmy the window open.
Everybody says it's one of the best things I do.
Now, once you get inside, you hug this wall or you'll set off the electric eye alarms.
You know what else I do real good?
Because this is the only wall the alarms don't hit.
I was an exotic dancer. Before I met Ben, I played all the best nightclubs.
Can't I even trust you in the same room?
Sweetie, I was only trying to give Joe some coffee. Where's your hospitality?
Answer the phone. I don't know why I keep her around.
Because he's crazy about me.
I married an idiot.
Hello? It's for you, baby. Baby doll face.
Hello?
Verlaine, I got a message for you.
Yeah, what?
You got a stool pigeon running with you.
Who says?
Me, Dicer Conroy, the guy the stoolie ratted on and sent up for 2 years.
That would make a difference. Yes, I'm interested. Well, you'd have to tell me more, of course.
I'll tell you nothing more, of course. You want to know more, you come here.
Where are you now?
Quan Lee's.
Fine. I'll be there in half an hour. All right? Stick around, all of you. You tell us who the stoolie is, or you'll never leave this town.
And if we don't leave this town, then you'll never know who the stoolie is.
All right. What's the deal?
You bring the stoolie here. There ain't nobody gonna kill him but me. And don't you forget that, Verlaine.
He's all yours. I just want to see it. Now, who is he?
Joe Harris. His name was Harry Grant when I knew him.
Grandfather, I have returned. You have fallen asleep with the lights on. Grandfather!
Where's that idiot wife of mine?
She went to a movie. Where else?
Oh, no.
It'll be interesting to see who she comes back like this time.
Yeah. Well, it's all set. You hit Cordell's tomorrow night. Joe here will be in charge. And I want all guns left here until tomorrow night.
What for?
Now, it's a big job. Everyone's important. In case the cops make one of their routine checks, I want you all clean.
Something was up. Verlaine was lying about the guns. He wanted them for another reason. I had an odd feeling that the reason was to get mine.
Okay, 10 sharp. Tomorrow night. Not you, Joe. You and I are going to Quan Lee's.
Quan Lee's?
Yeah. I want to show you how to really get rid of hot merchandise. Come on.
All right, get him out to the kitchen, Chipper.
Come on, old man.
Chipper doesn't need any help. Now, you get out front and act natural. Come on. Now, just remember, I can't mess from back here. Now, get busy.
Good evening, Maylene.
Good evening, Mr. Harris.
Your grandfather's expecting us.
The last time you were here, you were interested in pendants.
Well, this isn't the same one you were wearing.
I changed it.
What did you say this character stands for?
This character stands for death.
I don't think we should keep your grandfather waiting.
I'm sorry. Through the beaded curtain. Follow me, please.
Wise. Don't move.
How do you like the squeeze, you lousy stoolie? You lousy crumb, Verlaine, you set us up. It's a double cross. All right, Stoolie, I'm coming after you. One of us or neither of us is walking out of here. Stick around.
Grandfather!
Maylene, call the police. I have many things to tell them. And you too, my granddaughter.
There's an old Chinese saying, a friend can have a short memory, but an enemy never forgets. It's something to think about on the tightrope, because you make a lot of enemies, and you always wonder when one of them will show up again with a gun in his hand and a bullet with your name on it. It's not a happy thought, but you have to live with it when you walk the tightrope.
Bye.